last year. Zach Fig, New York 1.
Zach, thank you. We turn next to the spike in hate crimes against Asian Americans in New York City. Today, another call to action in Queens. Amy Yensi live for us from Bay Terrace with more on that. Amy.
This was one of several events held in the city to protest those anti-Asian attacks that you mentioned. It's a problem that many here told us is not new and is only getting worse.
It's not normal and it's not fair.
At 6 years old, Jacob Chu knows that bad things have been happening to people that look like him and his family.
People in the United States have been doing hate crimes to Asian people.
It's a tough conversation for a parent to have with a child so young. But his mother, Miranda, says she didn't have much of a choice, given the growing number of bias attacks against Asians in New York and around the country.
It's very difficult. You're scared that, you're saying the wrong thing, and you're scared that they're not ready.
They were among the dozens of people who came out to this unity rally in Bay Terrace, Queens Friday. Local leaders have been organizing them across the city after a string of unprovoked attacks here, the beating of an elderly woman in California, and a deadly shooting in Atlanta. The victims seemingly targeted because they're Asian.
We do belong here. I am born and raised in New York. But I'm still always asked, where are you from? Your English is you speak so well. Well, why wouldn't I? I was born here. So we want just a full acknowledgement of the Americanness of Asians here in New York.
Like most young people, 13-year-old Ayla Harris has access to social media. She heard the stories and is afraid.
When I go to school in the morning, I shouldn't feel like, what if something happens to my grandma while she's walking down the street? And nobody should have to feel that way.
This week, the NYPD announced it's adding personnel to its hate crimes task force to help protect and prevent such attacks, which have been on the rise since the pandemic began.
It's not a China virus, it's a pandemic. So, to blame it on the one country where they discovered the virus, it's not accurate.
She's making sure her son knows that. What would you say to people that are doing those mean things?
I would say, stop doing hate crimes to Asian people. It is not nice.
He knows that, and he's so young, and there are people out there that don't. Many people are telling us here that Asian Americans have been dealing with discrimination for a very long time, but they've been doing it quietly. And because the attacks are becoming so frequent and so vicious, they can no longer stay quiet. That's the very latest from here in Queens. Amy Yensi, New York 1. Back to you.
Appreciate your reporting, Amy. Thank you for that. The city also standing in solidarity with the Puerto Rican community tonight. A memorial in honor of